Hey, what's going on, you guys? Hey, welcome back to another episode of Trek. Huge shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Major shout out to everybody that is tapped in. If this is your first time here, what we like to do is take a look at the most interesting and creepy videos from all around the internet and evaluate for ourselves whether these are fact or fake. Most of these videos are based on factual events, but some of them, however, we will definitely need to be heavy on the critical thinking. Before we get into any of that though, do me the biggest favor and hit that like button for me, hit that hype button, and subscribe if you're not a part of the iTrack fam, and let's get straight into it.
We're up against corruption. We're up against a cover-up. This thing's been covered up at least since 1947. Dadgummit, the public deserves the right to know. It's your dadgum tax dollars. It's not about little green men or flying saucers. It's about what are we spending all these millions and possibly billions of dollars on that these idiots tell us don't exist. And then yet we turn right around in the skip and then they tell us they do exist. This is a cover-up. You all know it. We know it. We demand the answers, and dadgummit, we're going to get them. Look, we got one or two bites at this apple. Please be careful about the false information that's coming out of Washington on all this stuff. Trust your gut. You know what's right. You know they exist. You know this has been a cover-up since before most of y'all been born.
Watching this Oliver Tree interview with Ethan Klein 6 years ago.
This girl's video has now passed 10 million views, and people still can't agree on what they're seeing. In the clip, she walks up to a wall inside her house and casually places her hand against it. Then something strange happens. Her hand appears to slide straight through the wall, as if there's empty space behind it. After posting the video, she added the caption, "Guys, I think I just found an entryway to the backrooms in my house." Within hours, millions of people started watching the clip over and over, trying to figure out what they had just seen. Some viewers were convinced it was AI, while others claimed it was nothing more than a clever hand trick and camera angle. But even people who thought it was fake admitted it looked incredibly convincing. The debate quickly spread across TikTok, and now nobody can seem to agree on what's really happening. So what do you think? Did she actually find something hidden behind that wall? Or is this simply the best illusion on the internet right now?
Northern California, we've got a bit of an unusual situation. Now, this first portion of the radar cycle, fairly bland and typical, but then you see these bands of very distinct cloud cover moving into the region. That is not rain, that is not snow, believe it or not. Military aircraft flying through the region dropping chaff. Small bits of aluminum, sometimes it's made of plastic, or even metallicized paper products, but it's used as an anti-radar issue, and obviously they're up there practicing. Now, they won't confirm that, but I was in the Marine Corps for many years, and I'll tell you right now, that's what it is. 50 in Medford.
Hey, he started spilling tea and then realized he had to get back to work.
So the FBI arrested 5 people that were allegedly planning to commit a massive terror attack during the UFC White House event. And if this is real, this would have been a living nightmare. Just listen to the details of this. They recovered screenshots of the Signal group chat, and there were multiple phases to this. At first, they would have drones hit and explode into surrounding buildings that would cause a massive panic attack. And there were about 80,000 people outside in the park, outside the event, and this would lead them into a team of gunmen with snipers and rifles, and they would just start picking off people in the crowd. Now, one of the men they arrested, he's from California. His name is Michael Allen Thomas, and he told investigators he believed the government was controlled by elites who sacrifice and eat children, and they all have ties to Epstein, but they're protected by the president. There was another guy from California arrested named Brian Omar Roa, and I think the only other name we have is a guy from Ohio named Tyson Proper. As someone who was in the area at the event, it felt super safe, but then again, when it comes to something like this, you just never know nowadays.
We are definitely living in a time where going out to events where there are crowds of people just isn't as safe as it once was.
Oh, this is actually crazy. A woman bought a bottle of orange juice, and on the bottom of the bottle it says, "Stuck in bottle factory, send help." Now, the orange juice brand is Innocent, which is like a massive juice company in the UK and Europe. And I did some digging and it says that their main factory is in the Netherlands. It's just really creepy that you buy a bottle of orange juice and that's on the bottom. And other people were talking about how Shein also had the same thing happen. People were asking for help on the tags of their clothes. Somebody even said they used to buy bazooka gum and it would have it on it. And others were saying they bought fortune cookies that would say, please help me in the fortune. Now, obviously, I'm from the United States in the South. We don't have innocent orange juice, so I'm wondering if anybody from UK has seen this on their innocent juice bottles. Is there anybody that works at this bottle factory that can explain why this says this? Or do y'all need help? What's going on? Have y'all seen anything like this before? Let me know. Because this is just creepy as fuck.
The Japanese have to be the most amazing culture on the planet. They went around the stadium and cleaned up after themselves after their game with the Netherlands. They just went around the stands and they explained basically that they're a culture of respect. So to clean up the stadium honors the stadium owners for hosting the game. It also honors their team and the opposing team. And it's to show respect for everyone who participated in it. They literally went around and cleaned everything up, grabbed bags out, and it wasn't like they communicated about it beforehand. They all just got up and started doing it. Because that's what they do. That's in their culture. And it just shows that it's just, what an amazing culture they have. We should all learn from this.
There is an animal on the ocean floor that throws its own organs at predators, then grows them back. This is the sea pig. It lives on abyssal seafloors between 1,000 and 5,000 meters deep, soft sediment plains where organic matter arrives only as marine snow. Its body is translucent pink, bloated and rounded, with organs faintly visible through its skin. Those tube feet are hydraulically inflated. It walks on them, extracting nutrition from mud too dilute for almost any other organism to exploit. It detects sinking carcasses from kilometers away. When one arrives, hundreds converge, crossing the abyssal plain in the same direction. When threatened, it expels its own internal organs through its body wall. The tissue deters the predator. The organs grow back in weeks. The abyssal plain looks empty. It isn't. It is being processed continuously by something that looks like it shouldn't be alive. Follow for more hidden life from the depths.
That has to be one of the most disgusting ways to ward enemies off, right? I mean, you're throwing your organs at them. That's just not right.
If you think that the FDA is testing most of what's in your food, they're not. They never have. I need you to understand that sentence. There's a category in the FDA's books called GRAS, G-R-A-S, generally recognized as safe. Bro, I don't recognize the FDA as safe, but on we go. If a substance falls under GRAS, then the FDA doesn't need to test it. Seems good. I want you to put your thinking cap on, okay? Who decides if something's safe? Oh, it's the company that wants to use it. That's who decides it's safe. They conduct their own research, they bring in their own experts, and they determine if their own product is safe, and then they tell the FDA. And then the FDA goes, cool, let's feed it to people. It's a fucking pinky promise, an honor system that the company, the corporation, is being truthful. Now the EU and most other places on the rest of the earth has banned like half the shit, probably more than half of the stuff that's in our food because they actually reviewed the research and called it. So you've been eating experiments your entire life. I mean, me too. Look at me.
Hey, inside of that comedic delivery, there are so many uncomfortable truths.
You guys want to know how there's proof of the firmament? This rainbow is not a second rainbow. It is a reflection off the dome. And that's why this rainbow ends in red and starts in purple blue. And this one starts red and ends in purple blue. See that? Reflection of the firmament. That's a nice rainbow. We are in a dome. Enjoy.
Apple is now putting cameras inside AirPods. Your ears just became the new iPhone, but these cameras are not for taking photos. They feed everything you see directly to Siri. You walk into an unfamiliar place and Siri tells you exactly what you're looking at. You open the fridge and Siri tells you exactly what to cook. No phone in your hand or a screen to look at. Just an AI that sees your world in real time through your ears. But here's the most impressive part. They are using infrared sensors for this. And there's a custom chip inside called Lenny built to process everything these cameras see. Production has already started and it's set to launch around September this year.
What's the biggest conspiracy theory that you believe in?
It's a great question. You know, that one about Avril Lavigne, everyone knows Avril died in 2004.
Yeah, this isn't her on tour right now.
No. She's had multiple body doubles. Same with Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir Putin, too.
He's got multiple plastic surgery people that go in and do different stuff, so yeah.
Which one are you more confident about? Putin or Avril Lavigne?
I'm gonna go with Avril on this one.
Yeah. What's your favorite song by Avril Lavigne?
Definitely Skater Boy. I made a cover at one point called Scooter Boy, and I'm a big fan.
World record slice of pizza.
I'm really hungry right now. This looks good.
This is 9 pounds. It's like you're eating Chris's baby. It's like you're eating Chris's baby. Yeah.
Oh my God. Whoa. It's like slicing into a baby. Poor choice of words.
What the heck?
2 moons.
Where?
Crazy, right?
Yeah,
Just keep videoing it and then turn around the sunset. Look how pretty it is over there. Now zoom in over there.
Now look me in the eye and tell me that's not an alien. Go ahead, I'll wait.
Do you ever get the feeling that someone's watching you? Not your neighbors, not your phone, something else. Cultist number 1 has a theory.
So let's talk about flock safety cameras. People might tell you if you're not a criminal and you're not committing crimes that you shouldn't worry about it because it's only to track criminals. But that's where they're wrong. 20 billion plates are scanned every month. 49 states have been covered, closer to 50 now. Only 4,800 of the 105,000 cameras are connected to law enforcement, and the law enforcement that is connected has been using them to stalk exes, spouses, and just random strangers. So even if you're innocent, they could still be looking at you. So let's look at how these cameras pick up us. It can be something like your car, it could be the wine at the store, or it could even be your face. It also might be worth noting that it carries about 2.7 pounds of copper wiring, 3 pounds of gold, and about $200 worth of silver. And this is for each individual camera.
That last bit of information was for our friendly neighborhood crackheads.
And if you made it this far, thank you for tuning in. Goodbye, everybody.
The first thing you're going to do if you're going to take over a planet is you want to take away the strongest male energy. Yeah. So that's been done very calculatedly, especially over the 20th century, with the inversion of the original Baphomet. The original Baphomet, I think we were talking to you about this earlier, wasn't an androgynous goat of Mendes pointing as above, so below like that at all. But Eliphas Levi then created this goat to show what it would be to externally create a male and female in one body, to have an androgynous being that way. And I think I've talked about the Mona Lisa being sort of the same thing. It never made any sense to me why that particular picture or that particular painting was the most famous painting in the world. Why?
Yes,
why?
That's
It's not a fantastic painting.
Yeah, that's the mystery about why is it a mystery.
And then so you have Mona, and in Freemasonry they use the word Mona a lot because it's Ammon. It's an anagram for Ammon. And then Lisa, or it would be in Italian, it would be El Isa, which is Isis. So it's like the union of Ammon-Ra and Isis into one body.
Oh. So we got caught in the daylight.
Here are the top 5 most parasite-infested meats. First up is squid. Wild squid are run over 80% infected from anisakis in some species and up to 100% in larger, older squid. And the larvae don't just stay in the gut, they embed in the mantle, the part you actually eat. Good news, freezing and cooking will kill them. Next up is wild salmon. Studies have found 100% of wild-caught salmon infected, often dozens of larvae per fish, with studies finding just 0.11% in farmed salmon. That's why wild salmon bound for sushi or poke has to be frozen to spec, around -4 degrees Fahrenheit for 7 days to start. Then there's mackerel, also with anisakis, but prevalence swings wildly by the region that it's sourced from around 25% in Atlantic mackerel to over 74% in some market mackerel. And one survey found live larvae in 36% of ready-to-eat mackerel products. Sourcing matters. Then there's freshwater fish like pike, perch, walleye, and trout. These fish can carry tapeworm, and most commonly found in perch and pike from infected lakes. Always cook. Then there's wild game like bear and boar. Turns out the parasite Trichinella is freeze resistant. Live larvae survived 110 days in the freezer in a CDC investigated outbreak. So heat is the only fix. Make sure to cook to at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Parasites can be a major problem, but the good news is you can avoid them with 2 simple habits. Freezing to spec handles the fish and seafood, and proper cooking handles everything.
This man's predictions from 1998 are coming true.
I think it's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and finally it's going to be so weird that people are going to have to talk about how weird it is. I look for the invention of artificial life, the cloning of human beings, possible contact with extraterrestrials, possible human immortality, and at the same time, appalling acts of brutality, genocide, race baiting, homophobia, famine, starvation. The mushroom said to me once, it said, "This is what it's like when a species prepares to depart for the stars. You don't depart for the stars under calm and orderly conditions. It's a fire in a madhouse." And that's what we have, the fire in the madhouse at the end of time. This is what it's like when a species prepares to move on to the next dimension. The entire destiny of all life on the planet is tied up in this. We are not acting for ourselves or from ourselves. We happen to be the point species on a transformation that will affect every living organism on this planet at its conclusion.
I left the book of Enoch out of the Bible, not because it tells you where the giants come from, but it tells you why they could still be a threat to this day. Listen, Enoch 6 tells us that 200 angels descended from heaven, known as the Watchers, led by Chief Simyaza, right? But they didn't come to earth to vibe out. They came to, you know what I'm saying, with the women, and they made the Nephilim. So the Nephilim were giant, like massive bitch, and they were so ravenous they were literally eating humans. And God was watching all of this, and he was like, oh hell no, they wilding out down there. Because not only were they creating the Nephilim, right, they were teaching the humans how to do sorcery, they were teaching them weapons, they were teaching them makeup, they were teaching them all the things that God was like, I don't really just want them to know just yet, you know what I'm saying? So after some back and forth, God decided, that's it. It's a wrap. I'm going to flood y'all out, okay? So he took the 200 watchers, stored them under the desert in chains until Judgment Day. Then, boom, flood. But they didn't flood all of them out because in the Bible it says there were giants in those days and the days after, meaning the days before the flood and the days after the flood. So what if what we think of as Bigfoot, Sassy, Yeti, etc. is just the Nephilim?
Fun fact, the scariest movie of all time, according to a recent study where they measured people's heart rates as they watched horror movies, is 2012's Sinister Knowledge.
Cheers, buddy. What shape do you think the Earth is? What shape is the Earth?
I cannot tell you. No.
Yes, there is a portal in the United States. In fact, I suspect there are multiple. But this particular portal is in a highly guarded facility that is used under the US Forest Service cover. There are men with guns who patrol it, and there are witnesses who have seen what are clearly people operating with the knowledge of the US military in civilian clothes, walking into literally a wall. These witnesses are terrified. They're not about to stick their heads up on TV, but they are happy to talk to people like me. I've spoken to people who have told me about the existence of this portal. I've been to the location. I am aware that it was the subject of extensive study by a team that was operating in the area for some considerable period of time. I'm told that there is technology that is being used to try to deaden the efficacy of the portal to stop things coming out or going through. I know it all sounds like something out of science fiction, but believe me, the United States knows a hell of a lot more about portals and interdimensional technologies than it cares to admit. And at some stage, they're going to have to tell the public the truth. Otherwise, it's all going to come rolling out in an absolutely catastrophic way. What more can I say? The portal or portals that I'm aware of, but believe me, it's an extremely sensitive, highly guarded, secret military facility. Don't try and access there if you're speculating about where it is. You'll get killed. There is a determination by the sections of the national security state that are aware of all of this to keep it quiet, to hide it from you, the general public. I have no idea why they think they can continue to maintain such a degree of secrecy. It's going to blow up in their face. But I'm very sorry I can't tell you any more right now. I'm certainly causing...
I am Shazam!
There's a whole generation of people, me included, who swear they remember a 90s kids movie called Shazam, starring Sinbad as a bumbling genie, helping two kids and granting chaotic wishes.
Wait! Where you going? I just got here! What happened to saying hello? I am Shazam! I'm the genie of the lamp.
However, would you believe me if I told you that this movie was never made? And don't trip, these clips that I'm showing you is actually part of a 2017 College Humor April Fool's sketch deemed to be found footage of the lost Shazam movie. Yet the strange thing is, people swear they remember watching the movie, even having a copy of the VHS tape. Sinbad himself has repeatedly said that he has never shot a genie movie, joking that if he had, he'd still be getting residual checks for it.
You all remember a movie called Shazam with Sinbad playing a genie?
You know what? The movie was never real. It was, the rumor started in 2009. I don't know where it came from, but it's not real.
However, in 2018, this New Jersey 101.5 interview surfaced.
I did do Shazam. I'm not proud of it. When I did Shazam, I was doing a lot of crack, and I did Shazam for crack money. It was a learning process for me as I was doing this movie, just getting into the lamp. I took a lot of yoga, a lot of Crisco oil to slide up into that lamp. Said, hey, you saw Shazam when I was growing up. Yeah, you did. It did exist. It took a lot of government intervention to get those videos out of people's homes.
Although this clip has been shared everywhere online, it's pretty obvious that Sinbad is joking. I'm not trying to gaslight anyone, but it's strongly believed that there could be a blending of memories of Shaq's real genie movie, Kazam, and Sinbad's old genie-style costume that he wore for a 1994 TNT marathon, where Sinbad hosted a block of old Sinbad the Sailor movies.
Now, I 100% remember Shaq and his genie movie, but I don't quite remember Sinbad and his. Let's go ahead and put this conspiracy to rest. If you have the VHS, tap in and let me know that it's real.
Want to see the world through a different lens? Check this out. This is what it looks like from far away, and this is what it looks like up close.
All right, so I'm doing another bunker here. Now this one's gonna be concrete, but just like that last one that went viral, it's gonna have a secret passage over there that leads up to a room. So that door in the house is gonna lead up to another room where the hatch will be. But if you want to put a bunker in your backyard, this is how you do it. I got all the parts for you.
Num 4-2, a África do Sul do veterano Hugo Brois deve ser mais fechada. Num 4-2-3-1. Num 4-2-3.
I don't think y'all understand how crazy this is. Oliver Tree dies in a helicopter collision in the middle of a major world tour. And you can honestly tell me that nothing don't seem wrong with that? So this accident happened in Western Rio de Janeiro. Mind you, 5 other people died in this helicopter collision as well. So they're saying at around 9 a.m., these 2 helicopters collided. And everybody on board is gone. All 6 people on board is gone. You had Oliver Tree, you had the YouTuber named Gatsby, and you had all these other people that lost their lives. I need y'all to think about this. Oliver and everybody on this list was in a helicopter going wherever they was going. And then you had the helicopter that collided into them. He was by himself. Take some time and gather what I just told you. Then I want you to think about Kobe. Now, these don't have anything to do with each other, but they both lost their lives in helicopters. They both lost their lives with multiple people traveling from one destination to another in helicopters. I'll just say this. One day you're on tour, you're posting videos, and then the next day, everybody is talking about you, but all for the wrong reasons.
So the Trump administration says it's taking steps now to decrease the levels of microplastics in medicines and drinking water. Now, a new study shows the impact those tiny particles can have on our bodies. Becky Worley got an inside look at the science behind it.
When people talk about microplastics, you may think of little beads or tiny pieces we might accidentally ingest and pass through our bodies. But
the plastics in your brain are higher in concentrations than what we would have expected, for sure, and higher than most other parts of the body.
a team led by Dr. Matthew Campen at the University of New Mexico is exploring whether the biggest problems may come when the tiniest of microplastic nanoparticles lodge in our brains and other organs. But how is that possible? Dr. Marcus Garcia shows me. The cloud of particles here, microplastics.
So we actually use 100% ethanol, and we run it through these smaller sieves to be able to isolate some of these materials. And you can see here at the bottom a lot of this microplastics here. So these are all less than 1 micron in size.
The team here looked at brain tissue from cadavers and found that the average brain could contain up to 7 grams of these microplastics. That's roughly equal to the weight of a plastic spoon, just in the brain.
And you can see here at the bottom a lot of this microplastics here. So these are all less than 1 micron in size.
Wow. That really helps me to understand what these microplastics might look like inside the human brain.
Exactly.
These 1 micron particles are tiny. For context, a human hair is 70 microns wide. Research has shown nanoplastics can cross the blood-brain barrier, and one of the startling discoveries from this study showed that in the brains of those who had dementia, there were significantly higher levels of microplastics. But they do say it's not clear if they play a role in causing the disease.
Dreamed of a place like this, or at least felt like you've been here before? This is the Backrooms. It started out as an internet legend, but some people think it's something much stranger. So according to the theory, the Backrooms are these hidden layers of our actual reality that exist between our dimension and the next. Endless rooms of yellow walls and those annoying buzzing fluorescent lights, disgusting stained carpets. You can search and search, but you will never find an exit. There is no escape. And how you even enter this place? It's called no clip, aka a glitch in reality, slipping out of our world and into something in between. You can no clip while you sleep, meditate, and especially if you were in the GATE program as a kid. But psychologists say it's trauma mixed with childhood places that you forgot, but your subconscious didn't. Empty schools, offices, things you just casually forgot as you got older. But others believe that you were able to access the waiting room into the next plane. Thousands of people that have never met describing the same thing. Yellow walls, endless rooms, that electric buzz sound. What do you guys think of the Backrooms? Have you ever experienced it? I would love to hear your stories.
You know what the darkest conspiracy theory about aliens is?
I don't know if I'm ready for it.
That Earth is essentially a farm, and human beings are the vessels that contain souls, and they want us because this is how they create souls. And so they're farming us. They've created us. Mm-hmm. So we started off as primates, and through some sort of genetic intervention, I'm not saying I believe this. I'm just saying that this is like top of the food chain, put your tinfoil hat on super tight, that they farm us. And that the whole reason why human beings are involved in this conflict, constant conflict, it's all of it is to increase our competition with each other, increase our ability to control resources, which will increase our technology, which will ultimately lead to us creating this being that we're going to create. this artificially intelligent super god.
I will leave you with this. Peter Thiel, for the past few years, has been giving speeches around the world talking about the Antichrist. Okay, what's the Antichrist? How much does an Antichrist rise to power? By playing on our fears of technology and seducing us into decadence with the Antichrist's slogan, peace and safety. The Antichrist is anyone and everyone who opposes the AI surveillance state. Okay? So you might think, no, wait, isn't it more logically to believe that the AI surveillance state is the Antichrist? No! Peter Thiel said, no, it's the opposite, guys. It's you oppose the AI surveillance state, then you're the Antichrist. And the Antichrist is evil. Therefore, we have to destroy these people. Okay? Whoever prevents us from building the AI surveillance state is pure evil. And once you understand this, then we will achieve our holy empire of reason.
During a wildfire scan, a helicopter's thermal camera spotted a large figure running across a ridge. Long stride, broad shoulders, no gear, no cold spots, just a solid heat signature moving fast through the smoke. Firefighter? Animal? A lot of people think this might be real Bigfoot thermal.
You ever just be sitting down and start thinking to yourself, like, that basketball sign looks familiar? You'd be like, it looks like the Pisces sign. You'd be like, kind of look like this sign too. You'd be like, why I got the Gemini and the Pisces at the same, what? You'd be like, okay, Gemini, Pisces, what else you got for me? Then you start thinking, like, that's very interesting, never noticed. I start thinking to myself, remind me of Toth. That look like a basketball. You'd be like, so when you play basketball, it's like you playing some type of Egyptian astrology game. I was watching Space Jam and it was like he was doing basketball and he was acting. Remind me of Ptah. I was like, all right, Ptah, the water bearer. I was like, he looked like this Olympic swimmer. Like, is that a swimming cap on Ptah's head? And Cullen Jones is a February 29th Aquarius. A lot going on.
A man captures a shadow person, also known as the shadow people. It appears to be lurking in his room. Watch what happens when the shadow man has been caught.
What the hell? Top 10 rarest human genetics. Number 10 is being left-handed. 1 in 13 people are left-handed, including moi. Number 9 is the cleft chin. 1 in 21 people have a cleft chin. Number 8, being a psychopath. 1 in 113 people are psychopaths. I would have thought more. Number 7, different colored eyes. 1 in every 2,500 people have different colored eyes. Number 6, 6 fingers. 1 in every 13,400 people have 6 fingers. I don't think I've ever met somebody with 6 fingers, though. Number 5 is a back-bending knee. 1 in every 105,000 people. That would be fun to play some pranks on some people. You know what I mean? You're playing touch football and you're like, my knee! And then like everybody's like, oh my God. And you're just like, ha ha. Number 4 is can't feel pain. 1 in a million people can't feel pain. Number 3, mirror movement, whatever this is, 1 in 3 million people. Number 2, having gold blood, 1 in 170 million people. If you like this list and want more about other nonsense, follow me. Leave me a comment if you have any of these rare genetics or if you have something rare that you want to talk about and share. Also follow my wife Samantha, who I've tagged, and find me on Cameo if you want a personalized message. Number 1, the rarest thing of all, 1 in every, 6 billion, is being you.
Illuminati real?
My situation, it's very personal. There definitely is a group of people that have made things very difficult for me. One person didn't really like me and they happened to be in a powerful position, and they were able to use their influence to make people go against me. However, it definitely has been spiritual. Now, what they call themselves and what they proclaim to be, only they could tell you that.
Yeah.
But Has it been a spiritual warfare? Absolutely.
If anything ever happened, I'd slide for you. I just want you to know that I would totally slide.
A lot of people think the all-seeing eye represents the Illuminati, but it actually goes a lot deeper than that. It starts in ancient Egypt with the Eye of Horus. Back then it represented protection, royal power, and the restoration of wholeness after a loss. They broke the eye into mathematical fractions that add up to 63 out of 64. That missing 1/64th represents the part of reality you cannot reach through logic alone, the divine mystery. The symbol evolved through time. In Hermetic thought, it becomes the Eye of Providence. Then the Gnostics picked it up and it gets even colder. To them, the eye represented direct perception of truth beyond the material prison. The alchemists encoded it as the eye of the heart, the organ of spiritual perception. Then the Freemasons inherited it from there. It became the great architect, the awakened self learning to see the hidden geometry of reality. That's why it ended up on the dollar bill. The pyramid is unfinished because the work is unfinished. The eye above it means higher consciousness is supposed to guide the building. The all-seeing eye is not just about being watched, it's about finally waking up to be able to finally see.
Illuminati that we know started in 1776. In fact, you can pin it down to a day, the 1st of May, May Day, 1776, in Ingolstadt, Germany, founded by a Professor Adam Weishaupt. It wasn't initially called the Illuminati, because that's not really the name of the organization. It was called the Order Perfectibilists. Apparently that changed. Weishaupt would say things like, never let our organization be known under its real name anywhere, which leaves wondering what's its real name. So Illuminati is simply the plural of illuminatus, which means one who is illuminated, one who has seen the light. So in Roman times, Christian converts were Illuminati because they had seen the light. Anyone who thinks, and there have been organizations called Illuminati, that the term is not trademarked, not copyrighted. Anybody who thinks they've seen the light about anything is an Illuminati. So it defines nothing. The symbol of the order was an owl, which interestingly enough is almost identical to the owl which is the emblem of the Bohemian Club.
Oh boy.
Make of that what you will.
At the end of the day, you can call him whatever you want to. Give him any title you would like. Just know that there's always been a battle between good and evil, and you got to pick a side.
Something. There are 18 different alien species that we know about monitoring Earth. Some are good, some are hostile, most are indifferent. We found out that we are the experiment or product, if you will, of an alien race who we never met and really don't know who they are. All we know is that we have been externally corrected about 65 times, and they, the aliens, refer to us as containers. There's been speculation that the souls our bodies contains is the reason for the experiment, but nothing has been proven or determined. At this point, it became apparent to all involved that there was no such thing as a God, at least as the public perceives God. Certainly some kind of computer recorder stores information, and an occasional miracle is displayed by the aliens to influence a religious event.
There's no one in life that I hate more than liars, bruh. This woman came up to me and said that someone stole her money. I asked her how much, and she said $375. No, the f*** it wasn't. I counted. It was only $190.
So apparently this video is viral right now in India. They captured a creature that looks like a Yeti. But watch. Dude, move out of the way. I can't see anything. Can you move out of the way? I don't know. What do you guys think of it? I barely got to see it. Did you guys see it? What do you guys think? Is it real? Is it fake? I don't know. A lot of people were filming though.
Poisoned AI went rogue during training and couldn't be taught to behave again in a study that's described as legitimately scary. And the legitimately scary part of it is the AI had emergent deceptive behavior where it tried to hide its own behavior from the researchers and got better at learning to recognize its triggers and hide them even better, which is very scary. And in case you're wondering what a poisoned AI is, it's kind of like Nightshade. You might have seen this is the one that poisons art by changing the pixels very subtly. So after it samples enough, it kind of doesn't know what to do with it. It kind of messes up the large language models and makes it very difficult for it to generate images. But instead of images, you can apply this to behavior. And you would think that the AI story of the day is the White House getting involved after the explicit Taylor Swift images. That is a big story, and that's a catalyst for a lot of legal changes. But what's scary here is that these AIs were poisoned in a variety of different...
What's your dream way of dying?
So this sounds fake, but this is actual factual information. So I knew someone, I don't want to say the country because I don't want to get in trouble and I want to be able to go back to that country, but basically I know someone who was working, his family worked against a specific government in Central America. I can't say the specific country, but he was basically a traitor, and the government found out, and they threw his uncle off of a helicopter into a volcano. I feel like the volcano is just the most classic way to go.
Yeah.
And think about it. How did he die?
Right. But
he fell, or maybe he even jumped. You know, it's like he jumped in a volcano. That sounds epic.
Yeah, it don't sound bad. But the thing is how big is a volcano hole?
Huge. You never been to a volcano?
No, I've never seen
Oh
it.
my God.
They real?
Of course. Have you?
Fun fact, the noise you hear when you call someone it's just 440 hertz and 480 hertz layered on top of each other. This is 440 hertz and this is 480 hertz. And then you put them together.
That's what when they say the firmament, they mean the Van Allen belt.
Thank you.
The Van Allen belt is a highly toxic radiation belt that surrounds the planet. That's why in Chicago, you can't see the same stars that you see here in Nevada. The radiation belt exists, it's real. So when they speak of the firmament, they're not saying that we live in like a dome, but we do live in a barrier where the Van Allen belt is almost impenetrable unless you have certain tech. What did the first Apollo astronauts say about the first craft? They said, we lost that technology.
And the footage was destroyed as well.
So do you believe it's like... But then they declassified it and showed that it wasn't destroyed. So the guys like... When you got the big fella up here, you really need to do your homework.
Do you guys ever wonder why Hillary Clinton in those WikiLeaks emails was asking a few days before we invaded Iraq? She was trying to locate Gilgamesh's tomb. I don't know if you guys read the Epic of Gilgamesh. I certainly did when I was at university. Effectively, it has been long suspected that Gilgamesh was actually Nimrod in the Bible, okay? So think of the Tower of Babel. We can build society. We're greater than God. Why would Hillary Clinton be looking for that tomb in Iraq? That's what Gilgamesh is featured in Iraq, present-day Iraq. Yeah, okay, so you gotta wake up, guys. It's all real.
Well, you guys, hey, that's another one in the books, man. Hey, I appreciate you guys for always stopping by, watching, and learning with me. If you haven't already, do me the biggest favor and hit that like button for me. Hit that hype button and subscribe if you're not a part of the iTrack fam. And I will definitely catch you on the next one.